there you have the president and the vice receiving their certificates of return. Well, in conclusion, Prof, what do you think of the president's acceptance speech there?
It's a great speech, especially his comments on don't deride those who had won. Are won his supporters. He warned his supporters, don't deride the opposition. He also said he condemned the mindless violence all over the country and commiserated with those that lost their lives. This is very important for me. But more importantly, is what he said about running an inclusive government. So there is hope in what
Which
we
is
are
what we're
discussed.
talking about. Yeah.
He's going to reach out to people that think can run. And don't forget, we want to leave a lasting legacy.
Yeah.
The president is going to be about 80 by the time he's concluding his stay in office, and I'm sure he wants to leave something that is memorable. And his confidence is, I commend his confidence to other political players. Inspire confidence, inspire hope through your ethics. Don't just think that you can do what you like in politics. Let people really, truly love you, not because of any other thing, but because of yourself, because they believe in what you stand for.
All right, Professor Momman, what's your concluding thought on the president's speech?
Okay, we understand that he's close from Abuja. It does seem to appear.
Okay, so, but there you go. That's the verdict this session. We've had Professor Olurode, former INEC National Commissioner. We also have Professor Tahir Momman, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria. He joins us from our studios in Abuja.
So we're going to be continuing the show, as a matter of fact, because there are some very important points, some of which you agreed with in the president's speech. But looking forward now, they have 4 years. They have 4 years, the next 4 years, to preside over governance of this country. But will you be surprised, say, by 2021, when you begin to see the cross-carpeting again? Moving from one party to the other, trying to reposition different alignments, and then we're back in the same old politicking anew.
It's not going to be up to 21. I'm sure it's starting now. Those who are politicians, they can't wait for that long.
No, but this experience that we're having now, we didn't have any strong opposition saying anything significant until about 1-2 years before this election. So, and that's usually the pattern that we've had.
Well, you see, like I said, it's always very difficult to build political party institutions out of government because parties are not owned by the people who should own them. Parties are owned by very powerful individuals. And that's why Robert Mitchell, that we mentioned in the opening discussion, he said, he who see political parties see oligarchs, only very few individuals. What we should be looking at now is how do we take the party back to the people who should own them, so that we can have an all-inclusive process, as the president has said. And as I mentioned this before, it's not too, it will give more hope if we have individuals that can stamp their authority on political parties. It's a formidable asset in political party administration in this country. As we move to 2023, in the next few years, I will want a very, very stronger political parties that can compete. This is not about, this is a close competition. Of course, it's about 3 million plus difference between the winning candidate and the runner-up. You know.
All right, well, the ceremony is over. President-elect and Vice President-elect at this ceremony. Instructively, when the chairman of INEC was going to introduce the House, he just said, "Your Excellencies." No specific reference to the president or the president-elect.
Because he was king at the time. INEC was king at the time. So if you decided not to,
no, he said that they were just
it becomes a problem.
Not as president or vice president, but they were just there as a presidential candidate that had just won elections. Yes, I think it's good.
This is indeed historical. The APC coming into leadership and governance in 2015, and still holding forth.
It's
2019.
It's not easy.
After taking it away from an incumbent that was there for about 16 years.
Yes.
So the big question is, will the APC be there for the next 16 years also, or perhaps a little short or more, is the big question that people are watching, because this is how the PDP started in 1999. Many thought that the opposition was strong enough to wrest power from the PDP as at that time, but they progressed the first 4 years and then came to 8 years and then 8 times 2,
how best
16.
we can reduce that? How best can that be reduced? We have to look at the margin of defeat, what has been happening to electoral statistics, all the things that you have been displaying on your board there. What was the difference in state A in 2015, in 2019? Are the opposition parties, are they catching up? Are they eroding into your terrain? Or the margin of defeat, is it getting wider? If it is not getting wider, then you have to buckle up and do the right thing. Otherwise, by the time you get to 2023, you'll have drained all your remaining electoral assets and resources, and you might be empty if care is not taken. So I would think that the best way to go into the next couple of years is for parties to get rebuilt, to get realignment. Not alignment. Some people had left. People had gone into all kinds of fringe parties. How do you get them back? And I think APC can be said to be very good at that.
Let's quickly go to Abuja again with Gloria Umezuke standing by to take us through an interview with Yaya Bello.
Been issued a certificate of return alongside the Vice President-elect, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, here at the International Conference Center, Abuja. And of course, the atmosphere is really, we get this huge sense of joy. The excitement is palpable here, high fives and white greens all over the place. And of course, some Nigerians will say it is well deserved. The president said a lot of things himself about this victory, that it is well deserved, and Nigerians should get ready for another 4 years of, the next level, the next 4 years. So we have, I have with me the governor of Kogi State, who is going to give us his impression about this, this victory, well deserved, as some people will say. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Tell us exactly how you feel about this and what Nigerians stand to expect next 4 years.
Thank you very much. I feel elated, I feel happy, not just because it's a victory for Mr. President, for Nigerians, and for our party, but I am happy because this exercise has come largely, and it is so credible, so transparent. INEC did a very wonderful job. We have seen that we in Nigeria here, we can conduct our affairs by ourselves, and it can be this very transparent, free and fair. And the next level is what we are looking forward to. And if you see exactly what he has done in this his first time, you know surely that in this second term he's going to do much more, greater than the first time in this.
The Nigerians expressed fear, because they didn't see exactly the fulfillment of some of the promises, and so what gives them that huge assurance?
I want to assure you that Nigerians have that fulfillment of, feel the fulfillment of the promises. That's why you could see that the margin of winning this time around is higher than that of the previous dispensation. So that is, it means that is a performance. And on security, on corruption, fighting corruption, and the economy, he has performed so creditably well. In fact, certain things that he not even promised, he fulfilled them. So imagine all these that he's going to consolidate on. So Nigerians, especially the low-income earners and the poor ones, are so happy and are so elated that they are being liberated once again. They're not going, nobody's going to take them back to Egypt. Rather, next level is where we are heading to, by the grace of God.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We also have with us, okay, sorry. This way, please. Another spokesperson of the party we have with us, Honorable Abike Dabiri. Thank you for joining us on the verdict. Tell us, what's your opinion on all of this?
Number one, I'm very excited. I mean, after all the hard work, it's such a relief that the wishes of the Nigerian people came to pass, that the Nigerian people decided they wanted President Buhari back and they got it. This is an election that will change our political landscape in Nigeria. It's an election that should give you confidence that as a Nigerian, your vote will count. It's an election that shows that the average Nigerian, the majority of Nigerian, the masses, the common man has faith in Mr. President, and they brought him back. So it is their power, it is their grace that has brought the president back. It's an election that will show you that you don't need to steal to contest for elections. You don't need to steal government funds while you are in office. You don't need to steal government funds to contest elections. And Mr. President, we should, continue to appreciate his character and personality. He came up and said, vote for your choice. He didn't come and say it has to be me. He said, vote for your choice. The choice happens to be him. So it's an election that will, change the way we do politics in Nigeria. And it's an election that will give confidence in the average Nigerian. And it's a victory for all of us as Nigerians. And look at his speech here. He's the president of the whole of Nigeria. He has, invited all those who congratulated, even those who contested with him. So as we move on, it's about moving to the next level. As we move on, it's about consolidating his achievements, especially in terms of fighting corruption. We just have to take that to the next level and ensure that we save our country from those who feel that you can come in and steal what belongs to the commonwealth of all Nigerians. And then as we move on, the administration will focus on tackling the economy and taking the economy, as he said.
When the president said it will be free of impunity in the next 4 years, what exactly do you think he was talking about?
Everything he was talking about. Free of impunity, impunity in every sense of the word. Impunity in terms of just stealing the nation's money with impunity. We're coming from a situation where, corruption was now in fashion. It was the real deal. You just come, take money, security funds you steal, every fund you are stealing. So that is very critical. And then impunity in terms of even our moral values, our values as a people, what matters to us. Impunity again in the sense that you have to serve the people. The people put you there and you will ensure that you work for them. But the key impunity for me is the impunity of what happened in the past where, was the norm. Stealing was just a regular business. Now it's not happening anymore. Sanity is coming back to the system. We're getting our country back again. We're owning our country back again. And if we continue this way, we can only grow bigger and better and more prosperous. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we're still here at the International Conference Center. We have with us Senator Govt. Thank you for joining us on the verdict.
Thank you. Where we go from here? Straight.
Okay, so you're live on air.
Your office.
With all of this, give us your perspective of what the next 4 years would look like.
I believe that we are taking Nigeria to the next level. So I congratulate the President Muhammadu Buhari. I congratulate the Vice President. I congratulate all of us, the APC family in Nigeria. I congratulate INEC for a wonderful presidential outing. It was something. Nigeria is very large. So for them to have managed to pull through, I believe that they scored very high. It's not easy that at any point in time you can make an omelette without breaking the egg. So there is no election that is perfect, not 100% perfect. But this one is accepted by all Nigerians, accepted by the international community. There was in reality no option to than President Buhari. That was the only option. Because we looked at it from the point of integrity, from the point of fighting corruption, from the infrastructural renaissance, from even the spirit of being able to complete the projects he made that were ongoing or even abandoned by the PDP administration in 16 years. Those things collectively, and of course this continuous stand on the respect for Nigerians and love for Nigeria, and the need to put something on the ground. And you look at him, he's not a man who is interested in acquiring wealth. He's just a man who loves Nigeria and wants Nigeria to move forward. So we are very excited, and I see hope for Nigerians. I see my son being very proud of his country in the next 4 years and thereafter, because God willing, we'll put in place a government that will take over from where he's going to stop in 2023, that will continue to give Nigeria respect.
Hope, are you referring to any sector in mind? What specific projects are you hoping?
Well, educationally, we are doing well. In terms of railway, we are doing well. Power has improved from 2,400 to 7,000 plus. We are doing well in that direction. Now, the issue now is transmission. A lot of transmission lines are being built. So there's going to be a lot of improvement in power. And of course, foreign direct investment is coming to the country. A lot of Nigerians are also hoping that, yes, indeed, they will have food on their tables. For me, agriculture and other things. So when I talk about improvement, it's in every sense of the word. That yes, there's going to be a lot of improvement. And then you have been appointed the ambassador of anti-corruption in Africa. So that means that every public office holder will have to remain accountable, not just to his people, but even to God. And everybody will be wary of doing something wrong because of the punishment that will come with it. So I'm excited that we are going to have a disciplined society, disciplined governance, even that would permeate down to the grassroots level in the local government, not just at the federal level. So that's my excitement. We took the right decision by going ahead with President Buhari, and I congratulate all Nigerians, including you in the media. You have done a great job.
Well, let's look at, your reaction over the fact that you did not, you're not re-elected into this.
No, I won. It's a temporary setback, and that's why there are processes. You know, if, for instance, you feel that you were cheated or there was wrong collation, you have recourse to the court. So for me, no, I did not fail. I can't fail. I did not fail. I believe strongly that there must have been some wrong collation somewhere. So those things will be corrected. We have processes in the election. It's from one stage now. You have to do registration, you have to vote, you have to collect, and then if there's a mistake anywhere, you go to the court and you get back your mandate. My mandate is solid and waiting for me. My people know that I can fail election. I cannot fail. Do you expect me to fail? Wouldn't you love me to be your senator? Are you all right?
Thank you.
Well, there you go. So it's not only...
that's a sound bite for you.
It's not just the PDP that intends going to court. Some members of the APC themselves will be headed to the tribunal as well. But, moving forward, what do you expect to see from the government, particularly in context of the message that you think the president, that line of thinking of the government?
One, in the light of what the president said, with regards to appealing to people to accept the verdict of this election, I want to see in 2023 and before then an improved election environment. Because that is the base where we recruit so that we can keep on improving our electoral regime. Secondly, in terms of poverty reduction, the government of the country are done quite well, but I think we need to improve that. There are a number of young school leavers that have no skill to sell at all, who are very vulnerable. Poverty reduction.
It has fared well there?
Well, we have not done badly. What I mean is that the statistics, when you look at the statistics, when the president came on board, it was like 70% of Nigerians are in poverty. No,
the figure is about over 80 million Nigerians now.
Over 80 million Nigerians. I thought it was
below poverty line.
Below poverty line. So that is one area where I think we need to do more. Maybe the government might need to retool the strategy, its intervention strategy. Maybe away from the trader money and look at what else can be done. And I think one area that comes to mind, if there is a way we can, and we will need data to drive that, through statistics. If you give me 10,000 or 20,000 naira trader money to trade, buy tomato or sell plantain or whatever, if I'm sick for a day or two, that money is gone. I'll go to the hospital. So there has to be, along with all these interventions, a kind of social security in terms of access to basic, especially health needs, health care. It's very basic. We can even begin to think of food bank for people, because people are really in poverty. That's one area where I think this government will do more. Expand the coverage of people who have access to social security, especially as regards access to basic health. If you can take care of malaria, you'll have taken care of...
All right, let's get the concluding thoughts of Professor Momman. We're going to get to you. Let's get your thoughts moving forward. What would you like to say?
Well, I start with the message of the president, which is actually heartwarming in the sense that he was emphasizing the things that are common to us, whether as politicians, as Nigerians, and for us to focus on those things rather than what divides the country. And after all, they are working towards the development and progress of Nigeria and its citizens. And then the olive branch to the contestants, look, he wants to have an inclusive system. It's not just winner takes all. And probably when he says that as well, it will include even those within the APC, because one of the complaints in the last system has been inability of government to cater for those who work for the party. So I believe that message too will include those category of people. And then, his general mien about working for Nigeria rather than seeing ourselves as simply localized warlords, as it were. So these messages are very soothing, in this kind of divided setting. Now, what happens henceforth? We are not in the post-mortem stage yet, but one can venture to say that the personality of the president is a very dominant factor in both the government and the party and the victory of the party. So the party, as it were, has to begin to one, of course, the ability of the government to deliver on its core mandates, which the president has emphasized, and then about unemployment is a very major problem now in the country, which requires their attention, and health, education. These are things which in the next government should engage his attention. And then the party itself, after the president, that's when the challenge for this party really begins. Because all those votes that we have seen are largely votes for President Buhari.
All right, Professor Momman.
For APC. If
all
you
right,
look at from 2003,
we need to wrap
2007 when it went down.
All right, Prof. We appreciate you talking to us today, Professor Tahir Momman, and I'm Professor Lai Olurode.
So finally,
I'm afraid, Prof, we need to go.
Finally,
all right.
Nigerians have discovered themselves. Nigerians have discovered themselves and their ballots. So Nigerians have discovered themselves and the power of the ballot. So now the politicians and everybody must mind.
All right. Thank you very much indeed. That's the verdict this session. Thank you all for watching. I'm Chamberlain. So,
thank you for watching. The verdict perhaps may be coming to an end because we have a president now, but we're sure to come back when the governorship comes back. I'm Gimbo Omar.
And I'm Ayo Makinde. This is Channels Television. Stay here.